What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the show that is cool and fly to A1 Forever Sports. It's me, Chris Tip Moore, and I got some special guests here to help me with this video today. But before we get into it, I got a little intro for you.
A1, A1, yeah, truly, cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam, cooler and I'm flyer too.
Yes, sir. Like I said, welcome back to the show that is cool and fly too, man. A1 Forever Sports. Tip Moore. Be generational because it's always time to be. And why settle for less when you can always have more with a vision? And I
Right.
have some brothers on here that share the same vision when it comes to the Falcons. And that is my man Antoine Smitty Smith. And also my boy Rakundo with another video, real Falcon fan. How y'all? Oh yeah, man. How y'all?
But
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Hey, man. Well, last Sunday without the NFL, man. Last Sunday without Falcon football, even more importantly, though. How y'all feeling about it?
Man, what? They say 21 weeks. For the next 21 weeks, I'm going to go ahead and give them playoffs. So that's a long time, man. It's going to be exciting to watch this team grow, throughout the season. So it's a new team, but, teams tend to get better in November and December. So let's see what these guys can do. I'm excited.
What about you,
no
Smitty?
doubt, man. I totally agree, man. Full ship ahead, man. I ain't got much to say, man. Just ready to get this season going. Ready to talk Falcon football and just keep up with the vibe of the fan base, man. That's what I'm here for.
Exactly.
Indeed, indeed. So, man, I know we ain't speak about this, man, real quick before we get into the over-under stats on the stars of the Atlanta Falcons. Before we get into it, I just wanted to know you guys' thoughts about the practice squad. Do you think anybody was supposed to make it? Do you think it's perfect? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you guys think about the practice squad?
For me, I thought Washington was gonna make it. Running back, he didn't make the practice squad. I know they brought back Godwin Iwabuke, but I thought sure Washington was gonna come back as well as one of the practice squad players because I thought he did good, and they love their running backs and they tight ends, so I thought definitely they was gonna bring him back. So he probably the only guy that I'm thinking about that didn't make it.
I actually love the practice squad, man. Actually, they did pretty good. The only thing that I'm still surprised about is Timmy Horn making the practice squad and not the 53-man roster because you need that size up front, and they need that size up front. Calais Campbell is up in age. Taquan Graham is coming back from an injury, so you need that bigger body up front. Now they did put Albert Huggins on the 53-man roster, but to me, he only played the Miami game well. But I guess it was enough, and I guess he outplayed Timmy Horn. Could have been OTAs, could have been training camp. We don't know.
Gaziano too. Gaziano made the squad too.
Gaziano, agreed.
Yeah, he was another guy that surprised me because we hadn't mentioned his name a whole lot either. So over Timothy Horn. So.
Yep, definitely. Gassiano was definitely a surprise because I know he didn't play as much. I mean, he had some flashes that last game, but enough to overtake Timmy Horn. I'm like, maybe it's just something with versatility and just ability or something. Maybe with Timmy Horn, we don't know, man. We're not in there, but that was a surprise. I know for me, talking about the defensive back room, I did notice that they kept in the throne Natron Brooks and not my man Borders. But kind of seen that coming. He already had those suspensions against him. And on top of that, he did get burnt pretty bad, like some toast, man. So, with those all those things working against him, saying Brooks gets the nod. I know people were happy to see Parker Hesse back, which, I mean, Parker Hesse, we pretty much kind of knew that was going to be there. I was a little surprised about Tucker Fisk making it, but overall, I do love the practice squad. I think the right decisions were made overall.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about practice squad everybody need to understand is the how they be able to do the elevations now too as well. So some of those guys that's on the practice squad, they can elevate them on game day for game day week and bring him on, they can actually
Right.
play. So let's just wait. So like guy like Timothy Horn definitely could be a guy that you could see, you know, if they're going
Elevated.
against a team that's real heavy and run and stuff like that, you definitely see somebody like
Right.
Timothy Horn getting the nod. And Parker Hesse, another guy, you know, on the run on the offensive side, they want to run the ball, bring him in because he's a good run blocker. So
Yep, there you have it. Yes, sir.
mm-hmm.
All
I was
right,
kind
ladies.
of surprised they, right
Okay.
quick, I'm kind of surprised they still, you know, kept 3 quarterbacks. That's still a shock to me because last year they only carried 2 and then 3rd on the practice squad. And, you know, since the NFL changed the rule, it still shocked to me, man. That could have been Horn's spot. That could have been Zay Malone's spot. So we'll see how it works out because they only kept 5 receivers. So
I think the only thing that really gave them, you know, because Woodside earned it, man. He balled out.
Yeah, he did.
I think that's what really made it because he really played. He played well, you know, considering the circumstances. You know, we were blocking for him. He actually ran the offense better than Heineke did. To be honest with you.
Indeed.
So I mean, I think that's why I agreed. I don't think they was going to keep 3, but he played his way onto the roster, man.
Yeah, they paid Heineke that money, so hey.
Yeah, he better get it.
Was there about
to get it in? Yeah.
Yep, this was the money. But Logan, he played his way onto the team, and with the new rule, man, Arthur Smith just being who he is, he just wanted to take advantage of it. But I do agree with you though, Smitty. That could have been Timmy. That could have been Zay. Man, could have been anybody. But hey, 3 quarterbacks we have
at the middle linebacker position. So
yeah.
Hey, I just seen this rumor right before we go on. Y'all heard the rumor about Traquan Smith? The Falcon got interest in him.
The former receiver
receiver out of the
Saints.
From the Aints. Yeah, from the Aints.
Yeah, that ain't no surprise, man. Yeah. To be honest, I would not do it because I seen what Zay Malone has, and you know, we talking about contract, salary cap. He may not cost much, but I would still go with a guy that I've been comfortable with all offseason. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
busting his butt too. Been busting his butt in training camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to go into the over and under stats for the stars of our Atlanta Falcons. Very excited about this, man. You know, predicting pretty much the stats and, you know, a few things we expect to see this year. And I appreciate you guys coming on to help me with this. So let's get right into it. And then don't worry, chat. We still got you, man. We're gonna load up into the chat in 1 second here. We're gonna start with Desmond Ridder, quarterback Desmond Ridder. And personally, I have Desmond Ridder going for 369 attempts, completing 69.7% of those passes, 3,877 yards, 37 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Rushing yards, 212, making and extending plays with his legs. You know, I feel like he's going to have to do that just a little bit to show that athleticism. And that's what I got for Desmond Ridder. What say you guys?
Well, I like that. I like that. You said 30. What you said? How many passing yards?
I got 3,877 passing yards. So almost
4,000 passing yards.
Close to that. 37 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
You said 37 touchdowns?
37 touchdowns.
Man, that's an MVP season right there.
So the thing about it is, so give me a second. See, the reason why I say that is because I believe he gets better every game. If you look at all his years, just about, he's gotten better in college every year. His last season, he had, I believe, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in that offense he was comfortable in. And in college, coming into the NFL, I believe he will have the mind and the mental to be able to progress into this offense, getting better game by game as he has been doing. He starts slow, but he gets better game by game. Is what I've been seeing from Desmond Ridder. So for a guy who's going to be continue to get better each game, I believe he can do just that, and he has the weapons to do it. Bijan's there, Drake's there, Cal's there, and you got other guys who are going to also assist into this offense. So it may sound large for a guy who's never started, I said, well, what should I say, never started a full season in the NFL. But at the end of the day, that may be a good thing because there's not a lot of film on him, and he can surprise some teams with a few things too. We don't know what the team actually knows, but we're about to see in about 7 days here.
So I think I don't really have a problem with the yards that you mentioned. I think the touchdowns is where I'm thinking because I think the rushing touchdowns is going to be huge for some of the other guys. So like Bijan and Tyler and CP maybe, but the yardage I think I probably would have more like 3,500 yards instead of. And the reason why because they're just a running team. I mean, I know they're going to be more balanced, but I think it's going to be balanced where I can see, maybe 2,000-yard backs. Maybe you want to say that? I can see that. I can see 2,000-yard backs, and then if that happens, you'll see less passing yards. So that's why I'm saying that for the passing yards. But so for me,
it's all for conversation starter.
Yeah. Because we are, like you said, we ain't seen them enough to give a good thought of what we really believe. But for me, I'm just thinking about. I think they're gonna be more balanced. So for me, I probably have them like 3,500 yards, maybe about 23 or 24 touchdowns, and then as far as rushing yards, about 200. I mean, about 400 rushing yards for Desmond Ridder because I believe he's going to be running with that ball when because they're gonna have to turn their backs, and he's gonna get out of the pocket. So, what that's 3,500, 24 touchdowns, 400 rushing yards. For me, I think that's a good season for Desmond Ridder, considering all the other weapons we got. What they gonna do?
I'm in line with Rakondo, man. Right in line. I did a video on this about last week. I'm sticking to it. 3,300 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. About right where Rakondo at with the rushing yards at 400 because Marcus Mariota was at 438, and Desmond King can extend plays just as not better than Marcus Mariota can. So he has more weapons. He has more weapons. That is why I think he's going to get his yards up. But like Rakondo said, when you talk about a run-heavy scheme, that can be tricky with passing yards.
Yeah.
But like you said, you're going to want the running back to get their stats up, like Bijan, like he said, with Patterson and Algier. So that is my sticking point as well. So it's perfectly said.
Now where it could, because sometimes you what you call it with extended run play, like throwing a screen. You know what I'm saying? So you throw a screen to Kyle Pitts or Bijan, and they go for 80 yards. That's going to help your passing yards. But so I can see it, in instances like that where he throw a short pass and they get a lot of yak yards, but they'll still count as passing yards. But like down the field yards, that's what I'm thinking about. Like so.
Well, Desmond, he's been pretty much phenomenal in the short and intermediate. So that's kind of pretty much where I'm kind of banking on as far as exactly what you're going off of, the screen passes, the short passes, blocking, and being able to have your skill players get up and down the field. So I understand that it's very ambitious and pretty much kind of far-fetched in a way to some people, and that's very understandable. Again, conversation starters, and at the same time, I said 30-8 at his in his last year in college, I believe, with the weapons that he have, extended amount of games, he possibly could stretch that. We'll see. Real quick, man, I want to jump at the chat, man, get a little shout out here, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who's came through. Oh, yeah. Let's see. We got Fran Chisel, 86 in the building, saying, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What y'all ready? Y'all know. What's good with y'all? We ready to take control out of the league, put the league on notice, man. And I believe so as well. We're going to put that league on notice. Yes, sir. Mr. Higgins, afternoon, guys. Good to see you all. Let's go. Rise up. Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody coming in, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to every one of these individuals in here, man. I'm talking about my guy Smitty, talking about my guy Ricondo. If you're not already subscribed, please do that. And if you're not subscribed to A1 Forever, please give me a subscribe as well, man. As we will definitely be doing more content as as the time allows and the season progresses.
Right.
We got we got in here. We got Victor. Victor, man, how you doing? He was basically talking about Logan, man. He was definitely being a baller. Now, you see the player and a good throw on them in the practice squad or lose them to another team. And that's what I was saying as well. And I believe that's why we kept a couple quarterbacks on a live a few days ago. Pretty much, I feel like they just didn't want to lose him. So that's why they went ahead and just signed him because he did ball out. So that's good eye right there.
And interesting to think about that. Bill Belichick cut all his quarterbacks. So, right, maybe.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, maybe he might iron some of these quarterbacks that was playing in the preseason. You never know. You never know, man.
Anyway, so yeah, you don't want him to sneak nothing away from you. Anyway, man. Real quick before we jump back in, Mr. Tony Wright was just saying about some division winners, man. And that's a very wonderful South team that got that 12-5 record. If you guys see that, yes, sir. Atlanta Falcons 12-5. That would be beautiful right there. You did.
That would be
beautiful. And real quick before we jump back into it, 3017. Obviously, I'm going over that. Obviously, it sounds like you two guys are as well from what you guys previously said. But Mr. Kelvin says, man, we'll go for 3017.
I mean that's a solid season too. Like I said, depending on what everybody else do. I'm gonna tell you right now, if he go what you said, Chris, that's MVP number, dog. That he gonna be an MVP conversation. He do what you said he was gonna do. 37 touchdowns. Oh man,
7 touchdowns, baby.
Oh yeah, man.
Come on, Desmond. Cash in, Desi. I got high hopes for you, Desmond. Damn it, cash in. All right, man.
The thing with he doesn't have to have a lot of touchdown passes as long as there are key touchdown passes in clutch situations. I think that means more than anything.
Indeed. Yep. All right, y'all. Now stay with me on this one. Bijan Robinson, man. 289 attempts. I'm gonna go with 1,188 rushing yards. 38 receptions for 315 yards. 18 total touchdowns. 13 rushing, 5 receiving.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close, man. I think he will have more rushing yards than that. And I actually had him because I did a show on this when I was trying to see how many rushing yards because I was trying to divvy up between the rushing yard between him and Tyler Algier, because we can't forget about him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to kind of figure out because they ran the ball for like 511 yards last year or something like that. So I was like, man, and still won't CP probably gonna get some touches. So I would say like 250 for Bijan, for rushing. Of course, he's gonna get some touches in the passing game too. But I think he's gonna have more rushing yards than 1,100 though.
Okay. Yeah, I got him close to 12. So I got him close to 1,200.
Yeah. So
what you got? I mean, Smitty.
Yeah. I got Bijan. I got Bijan at about 1,100 yards. Probably about, I'll give him 8 touchdowns, not be greedy. Receiving wise, I'm still at around 4,500 and about 5 touchdown receptions. Because like you said, you have to think about Tyler Algier. If you can get 11 of him and possibly 8 plus out of Algier, that's a successful season because you still have Cordero Patterson who could take touchdown runs from both of those guys.
Yep, especially in the red zone.
Right,
exactly. He were hard in the red zone. Yeah,
exactly. He's going to be that guy they put in late in the game to wear down the defense, to close the game out. So With the yards, that's why I won't go too far over. But I think 1,100 yards, about 45 receiving, which is about 15 to 1,600 yards from scrimmage, which I love. 8 touchdowns. Running and receiving is about 13, so that's pretty fair.
Yeah,
I won't overdo
it. Yep. We kind of all close around with Bijan right there, man. We're not too far from each other.
So, question: you think that would get him the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, with those numbers?
Yeah, because Todd Gurley got Rookie of the Year with those numbers.
Okay.
He's right around those same numbers.
And you gotta think about it. Is anybody else really gonna be as dynamic? I think we got the best running back in the draft. I don't believe anybody's gonna be as dynamic, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Going back to the challenge.
I wouldn't say that because Tyjae Spears looked pretty good in Tennessee, and with Derrick Henry getting older and trying to probably lighten his load a little bit, Tyjae Spears is one to look at.
Right. Triple X, time for Ritter to earn his nickname, and I definitely believe that too, man. It's time for him to earn a lot of nicknames. Time for him to show, man. I got high hopes for you, Desmond. Damn it, I got high hopes. Hello, Miss Blankenstitch. How you doing? Shout out to you, man, coming through to the channel. Shout out. Let's see what we got.
He don't have a nickname, do we?
Shoot, man, I've been calling him the Riddler, me personally.
Oh, okay.
I've been calling him that's gonna stick.
Yeah, man, I've been calling him Desmond the Riddler. Man, I'm ready for him. I'm talking about I even been trying to I'm waiting for him to really start balling out so I can really just debut this shirt that I got planned. It's gonna be crazy. Y'all will see it. Just let him ball out, and I promise you, y'all will see it. Yes,
right.
Man. Shout out to the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming out, man. Thank y'all for showing love. We still got some more to go, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right back into it as we're going to wide receiver.
Right, before we go on, shout out to my girl Blankenstitch, Joy. She shared Chris's link in the chat, so y'all don't have an excuse. Please go over and check him out. And he does his thing just like I do. He's up and coming, so y'all please go show him some love and show him her love as well. She does Falcon pillows. She's gonna start t-shirts soon. And if you have a wife or a daughter who likes eyelashes, y'all please go check them out, man. She does a great job with that. So got to give her a shout out, man.
Yep, I can vouch for it too. I've seen some of her work, man. She's pretty fire, man. Got it. All right, y'all should go check that out. Just like my man Spitty said, man. Just like it. So, and thank you for also sharing my link as well, man. I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart as well. Let me see. Back to my man Drake London. Number one receiver, got to establish himself as one. I got him 147 targets, 104 receptions. And I got Drake with over 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns.
Ooh, boy, you.
Hold on. Only reason I say that is because I'll get to the reasons in a minute. And also no fumbles.
I knew that was coming.
I like the no fumbles. I love the no fumbles.
No fumbles. But okay, now let's get into this 12 touchdown thing. Because before my man Smith put me in the headlock and carry me off to the side. So the 12 touchdowns is coming because he has to establish himself as a number one. And that's also, I believe, him and Desmond Ritter are going to have a remarkable combination between each other. I believe they're going to be very much in sync. And as also Kyle Pitts, we're going to get to him in a second, he's going to be out there. He's going to be taking some attention away as well. And I think Drake is going to be able to win a lot of one-on-one battles and just be the number one receiver that we expect him to be. So, yeah, I know the 12 is kind of large. At first, to be honest with you guys, I was going to stay right at 8. But I was like, man, you know what? If things pan out with Desmond like I wanted to, Drake can get 12, man. He definitely can get 12, and especially if he has no fumbles. What you got, man? I'm about to say, give me your stats, man. What you got for me? Stop playing, man. Don't be holding it for me.
So for me, 8 touchdowns, I think, right. About 8, because he had 4 last year.
Yeah, 4.
Mhm.
Yeah, 4 last year. So I would double up the touchdowns, and especially because that's his favorite target. There's Drake London. That's his favorite target. We already know that.
Yeah.
But you got to start getting the ball to Pitts too. But Drake London his favorite target. So I'm definitely saying 8 touchdowns, about 1,200 yards. He's going to go over 1,000 yards this year. I can see that. He had 784 something like that.
That's what I'm saying. With a
Receptions. He broke the rookie reception record for the Atlanta Falcons. Actually, more than Julio had. So, I can see it having probably 100 receptions, but I can't go no higher than that. About 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns for me for Drake London, and the crazy thing about this team, they got so many weapons. It's like it's kind of hard to figure out how he gonna get all of them the ball, which is a good problem to have. But just man,
you guys ain't seeing where I'm going with this. We're gonna have a high-powered offense. That's what's going to happen.
I get what you saying. Hey,
I get what you're saying too. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just only problem it is like the first 2 seasons, we ain't seen it all put together, and that's where I'm like, because the first season we had Matty Ice. Matty Ice didn't have nobody to throw the ball to. He just had Kyle Pitts.
Right.
And he had CP. CP was CP a running back / receiver. You know what I'm saying? Then last year, Mariota couldn't even complete no passes. So we just ain't seen it all put together. So I'm just like, this year, if we could see it all put together, yeah, you could have that. Could have one of the best offense in the league. But it's just hard to kind of piece it, man. Especially Desmond Ritter only played 4 games. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah, that's the sticking point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 85 receptions, about 1,100 yards. I'm about at 8 touchdowns, because you got to think about the weapons. Pitts needs the ball. Bijan Robinson needs the ball. We didn't even talk about Mac Hollins or Josh Ali yet. So
Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith. It's just so many weapons.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, it's definitely some weapons out there, man. Definitely weapons out there. We already know. And Smitty, you're not gonna like this, man. You're not gonna like this next one. We going to tight end Kyle Pitts. Going tight end Kyle Pitts. All right.
We up here?
No. Now let me get my foot. I'm already halfway out the door, so I can run right after I say all this. All right, so tight end Kyle Pitts. I got him with 110 targets, 72 receptions, 679 yards, with 6 touchdowns.
Repeat that one more time.
All right. Kyle Pitts, 110 targets, 72 receptions for 679 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Ooh, boy. Let me just. I got to stop you right there, bro. That's only 9 yards a catch. Come on, bro.
I'm gonna say this right here.
6'5". Come on, man.
So
I got. Go ahead, Ricardo. I got you. Go ahead.
If they do this, they underutilizing Kyle Pitts. I'm just gonna say they underutilizing, man. Like, and this is where people gonna start talking to Arthur Smith, like, how you draft a tight end at number 4 overall. And
hey man, I'm enjoying stirring this pot. That's all I know.
I'm just saying. I mean, this ain't no bad. This not bad, but Kyle Pitts is a mismatch, man. He's a mismatch, bro. And they underusing him if he only gets 692 yards, 79 yards out. They underusing him. It's no way, because most of the time he on the field and Desmond Ritter looking at he say, okay, he a mismatch. That's a mismatch. And Kyle Pitts always gonna be probably a mismatch for the most part. So
yeah,
you got to give him the rock, dog. That's why I'm saying, like, your numbers, you saying 3,800 yards, you could be right because all these weapons. But what I'm saying is
use
that
Kyle Pitts more.
you got to use him. If you utilize him, I can see that.
And again, that's why I'm gonna stick to what I said. Kyle Pitts is the X factor for this offense opening up because he can control the outside, he can control the seams, and he's a big 6'5" target. The Desmond Ritter, and you have him as a safety blanket. Think about it. You have him as a safety blanket. If he's on, then you expect the Falcons to run for 200 yards that game. Because if they can't cover him over the middle or outside, it's gonna open the floodgates for the run game.
Indeed, man. Absolutely right. Absolutely right, man. All right. Shout out to the chat again, man. Shout out to everybody who's coming through, man.
Hey, real quick before we go to the next person.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that, like, it's the unknown? We don't know what to expect from this offense.
We don't.
It's so interesting, man. Like, we got all these weapons, but because we ain't seen it, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get to see all these weapons with Desmond Ritter. I mean, we saw him play 4 games, but he didn't have none. He only had Drake London, pretty much.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, now you add all these other guys to the mix. Like, it's the unknown, bro. It really is. It really is. It's pretty hard to do this because I have no idea what.
That's what makes this really fun more than anything. I thought it was going to be a fun topic to play with for now because we really don't know. We could all be right, wrong, in between, and that's the beautiful part about it because we haven't seen it. But football, man, it's any given Sunday on any given night. So it's a beautiful thing, man, and that's why.
But guys came before we go on, man, I'm gonna go probably about 80 catches. I would say about 1,100 yards for him as well. But I'm gonna be a little bit less on the touchdown. I'm gonna go with like 6.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had 6 touchdowns for Pitts.
Yeah, 6. I'm talking about from Drake London. I think Drake London will get more touchdown catches than Pitts. But I think Pitts will ultimately open up the offense because he's a mismatch for linebackers and safety. So that's the difference with him.
Okay. And we really didn't get you guys' numbers for Pitts, man. Y'all were just bashing on my head.
Yeah,
y'all bashing on my head, too busy.
My bad, man. My bad. Yeah, but I can see him catching. This is crazy because we still got more weapons to go. But yeah, I can see him probably. Yeah, I can see it catching about 80 balls, man, for about 800, 900 yards. I still think that's too low, but I'm just trying to see where all the touches gonna go. He could bust 1,000 again easily because he's that talented if he get the rock.
Right.
And you know, because you can see Kyle Pitts having 150-yard game, a couple of games, you know, and you know, then he could go for have 60-yard game, because it's just game plan where the team gonna scheme and defense gonna play him and stuff like that. 80 yards, about 800, 900 yards, and then about like 5 or 6 touchdowns, like you guys said.
You're right.
Indeed,
I agree with that.
That sounds good. It really does sound good, honestly. It's saying it really sounds fair, to be honest, as well. All right, guys. Now here's a tricky one. Our last offensive star, Mr. Tyler Algiers. All right, y'all. Now you know he got a share. So we're going 223 attempts, kind of similar to what he had last year, but just a little bit more. We're also going to go with 722 yards, 19 receptions for 189 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, 3 receiving touchdowns, which makes that 8 total for Mr. Algier.
Ooh, that's tricky.
It is. That's another reason why I had to do this.
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I will go 850 yards because he carried the ball. Well, you might as well say 5 yards of carry last year and 3 touchdowns. I think he can double those numbers in touchdowns, but his rushing yards will drop off because of Bijan, because of the Cordero passing, still having to be in this offense. what I would love to see all three of those guys on the field at the same time. See how things plays out, along with Kyle Pitts, along with Drake London, and get a defensive coordinator a nightmare. So I think his stats, rushing wise, dropped just a little bit because of Robinson, but I think his touchdown number goes up because, as you said, having a wide open offense, I think anybody can score on any given Sunday. So that's why I would go with 6.
Okay, good numbers. Kondo, what you got?
So for me, we talking about snaps. So last year, because like I said, I did a show on this, and I think that if you looked at the Kansas City Chiefs did, what the Philadelphia Eagles did, then like the Dallas Cowboys. I think Dallas Cowboys had the most plays in the league last year, but none of those teams went over 1,200 plays.
Right.
None of them went over 1,200 plays. So when I'm looking at it, so for me, I probably say about 220. You know how many carries it gets, so that's 250 for him. About another 220 for Tyler. I mean 250 for Bijan, 220 for Tyler Algier, then another 100 and something for Cardell. So that gives me probably, about 500 carries, and that's the run game. And then Desmond Ritter passed for about 550 plays passing game. So they give him about 1,100 plays like that. So that's why for me, for Tyler Algier, probably about 220 carries. I agree with Smitty, about 800 some yards, and he'll double the touchdowns as well. That's what I meant. But yeah, I'm just looking at number of plays they're going to run, because Arthur Smith he's not going to hurry up. Arthur Smith will run 19 plays in a minute, and so that'll limit the number of possessions they get in the game too.
Yeah.
Because man, he'll keep the ball for like the whole first quarter if he don't care.
Yeah, managing the clock. We're down defense. That's gonna be his game.
Yeah, he'll keep the ball for like the whole first quarter, and then that limits the number of possessions they get, in the game. So.
Yep, you're absolutely right, man. We got a comment here from Mr. Henry True, because I'm not gonna mess up your name, my brother. Got too much respect for you.
Henry Trone.
Henry Trone. Okay, my man, Mr. Trone, man. Shout out to you and thank you for coming by. If anything, KP8 can be like Julio back in the day, a decoy and draw the double team.
Yep. That's why I say he's the key.
I like it.
And that's because Julio didn't have a lot of touchdowns either. But he still was so dynamic, because you're right, because he always draw out the double teams and things like that. But Julio got the highest average of passing yards a game in NFL history, so almost 100 yards a game.
But now that number actually fell to 89.7 because of the last 2 years. Because before that it was 95.1.
Yep. When he left Matty Ice, those numbers went down.
Yeah, man. Want to deal with Shannon Sharp on Undisputed. It's all good.
See, that's the thing with Desmond Ritter. You can say he's a mix of Matt Ryan and Marcus Mariota. He can complete passes like Matt Ryan, and he can use his legs like Marcus Mariota. He just has to get in rhythm to do so. And we still haven't talked about Arthur Smith is still the key to this. If he can keep the offense in rhythm and consistent, Desmond Ritter will flourish this year.
I got one thing about Desmond Ritter that's different than both of those quarterbacks. He's not scared to take chances.
He's not.
He got a little mentality in it. He'll throw that ball up, man. And like sometimes you got to give your receivers a chance. Mariota, he wasn't gonna pass it at all. He was just gonna take it to run it. That's what he gonna do. And Matt was really reserved too. He wouldn't pull that trigger sometimes, especially in the red zone. But Desmond Ritter, he got a little gunslinger.
Don't care.
Ritter got some gunslinger in him, man. Ritter's light skinned, but he don't play that way. That's what I believe he's going to do.
So that's why some of them interceptions. Like I think you had somebody had 10 interceptions.
I had 10.
Yeah, it could be 10 because he gonna take some chances, man.
You got to.
Yeah, you
got to put him at 7 because of taking some chances. I think he's gonna be careful with the ball. I think Atlanta's gonna make him be careful with the ball overall. Like this is right here, the over unders. This is fun to to talk about and play with. But honestly, they may be a little cautious with him, especially in the first quarter, the first 4 games of the season. We'll see how that really goes, and go from there, man. But hey, I ain't done with you guys just yet, man. Cause we got a couple defensive stars I want to talk about too. So let's get right into it, Mr. Grady Jarrett.
Boy, this is a good one.
It's a good
Grady,
one.
baby.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I got 62 tackles for Grady. Tackles for loss, I got 16, which will be a career high for Grady Jarrett. Sacks, I got him also having a career high at 10 and a half. Quarterback hits, I'm going with 19. That's what I got for Mr. Grady Jarrett. Grady, baby, because he got help, which will free him up. And I believe he's going to have a career year for our Atlanta Falcons.
Boy, you right in line with it.
Go ahead.
Last 4 seasons, he's averaged 60 tackles a year. I agree with the sacks. I think he finally gets double digits because we finally have the big guys up front. He finally has someone to eat space. And again, this is why I still like Timmy Horn. As far as quarterback hits, tackles for loss, I'm gonna give him double digits. I'm gonna give him about 12. Quarterback hits, I'll give him about 10. So I still expect him to be disruptive, man. I expect for this to be his best year yet. Also, because we haven't talked about the secondary yet. Secondary is going to help that pass rush, and I think this is the best thing that happened to Grady Jarrett since he's been in the NFL. You saw what he did in the Super Bowl, 3 sacks against that dude named Tom Brady. I think he has one of those type games this year, maybe 2. Who knows? So with the type of talent that we have, look for a breakout year from Grady Jarrett. And a lot of people say he's 30 years old. How can he break out? It doesn't matter. When you finally reach your full potential and show people what they've been missing about you, I mean, that's a breakout in itself, man.
Indeed. What you got, Kondo?
So I agree 100% with both of y'all. He's going to have a career season. And because I know for a fact, when teams used to scheme for the Falcons, they was like, we need to stop Grady Jarrett. That was their game plan. We need to stop Grady Jarrett. Now, it's got to be a little bit more than that. So, he's going to have, I agree, this around the 60 round tackles for the loss, because he get in the backfield a lot. I can see him having about 10 tackles for loss. And then from sacks, yes, I agree, they're going to be double digits, 100%.
Yeah.
I just believe that because we kind of, we don't talk about David Amiyata a whole lot, but his ability to penetrate through the middle like he does and push the pocket that way, and Grady, the quickness he has, man, that power he utilized, they're going to be a problem, dude. And then the whole big thing what Smitty was saying is this: we didn't talk about the secondary, but the secondary is because you just make them hold it just so you think about how many sacks we probably could have had if the secondary just make them hold the ball
for 1
just a
second
little bit longer.
Yeah,
man,
just 1 second.
1 second.
So, and no boy, because they used to get. I mean, look, Everett Cater probably had 3 or more sacks last year. The secondary hold up just a little bit longer because he was there.
Same with Lorenzo Carter. Yeah.
So, and just them pushing the pocket, it's gonna help our sack numbers too. So, yeah. So that's why I think Grady's gonna have a great year this year. That's why you see a little smirk on his face every time he talks to the media.
Yeah, he knows because he knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
He know, man. Yeah,
he already knows. Berto, what it do?
What's going on, 95 South?
Show. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Berto, man. You guys can go check out his channel as well, man. 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Yeah, if you don't know, if you've been under a rock or just don't be watching sports shows, I don't know what you're doing. But him and my man Smitty, they got a very, very wonderful podcast show together, the 95 North Sports Machine, and you guys can go check that out as well. And of course, Rakondo, real Falcon fan. If you ain't subscribed to him, please do as well the same. And please subscribe to your boy A1 Forever. If this is your first time on the show, because I got content for you. I'm growing, especially when I got intelligent guys like these young men along beside me, helping me out, man, as I grow. So we're going to continue with this. Happy Labor Day to everybody as well. Just like Oblivion just said, man, happy Labor Day.
No doubt.
Same thing to you, man. No doubt, no doubt.
Yes, sir, man. Let's get back into it. We got a few more before we close out, man. We're going to Calais Campbell.
And I got a question at the end of all of this, but go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so Calais Campbell. Now I'm kind of taking it back to his days where he first joined the Ravens because he is getting a little older. I'm going with 47 tackles. I'm gonna go with 6 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks. I'm gonna go with 9 quarterback hits. As of course he's gonna be rotated, but we know he's gonna be a force on the field when he's out there. What you guys think?
I'm right in line with those numbers. I'm trying to look up to see what his tackles was the last couple of seasons. Tackles wise, he's been in the 35 to 50 range. So I'll go 40 tackles. Probably about 8 sacks because he had 9.5 last year. And to me, this team and this defense, yes, 9.5 last year.
Damn.
9.5. Let me make sure. You know, I don't like to get nobody wrong stats. Y'all know me. 5.5. I'm sorry. 5.5. And I'm thinking about the last 3 seasons. But that's still good for a guy that's up in age. But I think his biggest purpose is against the run. So I don't expect him to go super high in sacks, but I still think I'm still going with 8 sacks because, like we said, Grady Jarrett is there. David Onyema is there to collapse the pocket. So one of those guys are going to feed off the other to get to the quarterback. So any of those guys could end up with double-digit sacks just because of who they're playing with. So I'm going to stick to 8 sacks because at the end, that's why I got this question at the end. Again, Calais Campbell is probably the biggest influence on this defense to me because of his experience and the system that they're playing. He's been in it longer than anybody. So he's going to make this whole defensive line, defensive unit jail.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, about around, like I said, 45 to 50 tackles. I'm going about 6 sacks. And probably about 9 tackles for a loss, something like that. But I just want to say he gonna get sack 100 in the first game of the season.
I agree with that. Get it out the way.
Yeah, he gonna go and get.
Yep, so, indeed, man.
Yep. I think he get 100, number 100 on Sunday.
Yeah, man, go and take the youngin down, man. Go on, introduce him to the dirt, or should I say the turf real good. And get that old number 100, man. What's good, Mr. Wallace? How you doing? Saying what's going on, fellas?
One thing about Calais, in the last couple of seasons, they had him playing inside, and he's going to play more in this year. So, and that's what he did when he was in Jacksonville. So he could have a better year than we all thinking too, because a lot they had him playing inside. Exactly. They're gonna have him on the outside. That's why he wanted to come here too, because so they wanted him. He loved playing the end and setting that edge, man, and collapsing like you said. Man, it's gonna be a problem. I can't wait to see these boys.
I can't wait to see it, man, because you guys are absolutely correct, man. Absolutely correct about that. And moving on to the linebacker, we're gonna say Mr. Caden Ellis, the newcomer coming over from the Saints, man, the Aints, the never can be's. But Caden Ellis, man, I got 86 tackles.
Never can be.
That's a career high for him too, by the way. It's gonna go with 6 tackles for loss. I'm gonna go with a career high in 9 sacks for Mr. Ellis. Quarterback hits 11.
Yeah, I'm right in line with that. I can go 80 tackles. He had 7 sacks last year, so I think he gets right around that number. But again, Ryan Nielsen is defensive coordinator. He's been in this defense, so I can see that going up to double digits. So I'll give him 10 sacks. I take that chance. And coverage. People don't talk about his coverage. You talk about a guy just like Troy Anderson, that sideline to sideline. I could see 2 interceptions. Um, we know that his sacks, like Alberto said, most of his sacks came on gap blitzes and things of that nature. But with this team, I think you can see him playing outside in certain sets. So yeah, I'm gonna go 80 tackles, about 10 sacks. I can give him that and 2 interceptions.
Condo.
So for me, he had what 7? How many sacks he had last year? 7.
7.
7 sacks last.
7. So I'm gonna go 9 sacks because I think he'll get 2 more. But I think the tackles, he's gonna go over 100 tackles because they got him. Those offensive linemen gonna be worried about those defensive linemen, and they gonna free up our linebackers. So I believe him and Troy Anderson both gonna go over 100 tackles this year.
Yeah.
I mean that I just believe that because we want our linebackers. That's what you really want. You want your linebackers to be making most of your tackles, not just safeties and cornerbacks. You want your linebackers. If your linebacker leading your team in tackles, that's good, but not down the field.
Point.
Right.
You know, not so you want your linebackers. So I believe both of those guys. And the only reason why Kaden Ellis said because he didn't really play the whole season like this. He's gonna be starting. He's gonna be out there, and I believe he's gonna be able to benefit from that because he was been injured and things like that. But it's gonna be a healthy season for him. He's gonna be out there the whole season, and I can see his number definitely going up.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Like, hey, that's what. Regardless, I think we can all agree that it's going to be a career year for Ellis, especially on the tackles and everything. I believe he's going to be in that backfield just a little bit, just because he is familiar with the system that Nielsen is providing. So I do believe he will be in the backfield a little bit, getting to the quarterback on stunts, hitting to the quarterback. And I believe I'm right there at 9. I wanted to go 11 sacks, but I was no, I'm going to stay right there at 9. I think he can get 2 more. And also, we do have guys like Troy Anderson, who I think he should be ready to take that next step and get a lot of tackles as well. So we're looking at career years for our linebackers.
Right.
Get over 100 tackles, like my man Ricondo said, man. So that would be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. Real quick, I wanted to get the Ghost Pepper. Shout out to Ghost Pepper. Thank you for coming through to the stream. And the group, Jared, Amanyata, Campbell, Graham, and Harrison has significant upside, but also a high floor against the run. Yep. Especially rushing the pass.
Yep.
Good comment, man. Ghost Pepper always come through on pretty much everybody's stream, man. Big supporter, man. Shout out to Ghost Pepper.
Yep. Shout out to Ghost Peppers, man. Hey, all these we said what? How many you said for Grady? You said double-digit sets for Grady.
10
I said double digits. I'm right with Chris. I'm at 10.5, 11.
Yeah, about double for Calais, right?
Yeah.
Double for that's already more sacks than we had last season, man.
Yeah, I'm right.
It's like those 3 guys.
Calais. So still about 9 for Caden. So I'm like, hey, that still be a good number.
We already creeping up, going over what we were last year.
That's a beautiful day if that happens on opening day. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mr. Wallace.
We had 4 sacks last year against the Saints, so it wouldn't be a surprise.
No, it wouldn't be a surprise.
Wouldn't be. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be now.
I can see that, Wallace.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially the way that man. I mean, I know we don't like take shit out of preseason, but man, that offensive line didn't look that good for the Panthers, man.
No, they didn't. They got it.
They didn't look that good. I mean, and they was going. They had their ones in there because he was in there. So
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Birds got to eat, man. We got to go ahead and take care of business, man. Real quick, I want to point this comment out, man. Want to put out shout out to Mr. KC Falcon 85, man, and just showing that love of 95 North Falcons. Big bro, double honors on what you and Smitty, A1, Ricondo, and the rest of the guys do for us, man. Shout out to you, and because without guys like you and everybody coming through to the stream, showing their love and support, man, we can't do this. So, man, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys for being a part of this and taking the time out your busy schedules, your lives, your families to come out and show us love. So we appreciate each and every one of you guys. I know I definitely do, and I'm pretty sure I can kind of speak for these two gentlemen as well.
No doubt.
Yeah, man, I love all y'all Falcon family, man.
Oh yeah,
even though we disagree on some things out there, we still want our Falcons to to do good. So I love it, man.
And I got to say this about the fan base as well. And Ricondo was out there with me, man. During training camp, man, they showed the content creators a lot of love, man. So shout out to the fans, man, but for showing us love as always. Coming through, checking out our shows, like Chris said, showing us support, even donating to our channels. Because without y'all, we would not be. So we shout out to y'all, man, for helping us get to wherever we're at with our subscriber counts. Because without y'all, there would be no show. So we lucky, man. We have one of the best fan bases that no one talks about.
But it's all good. They can't keep us silent for long, man. What's up going on, Dirty Fanatics United? These guys, they
Chase.
Yes, sir. Nathan Phillip, man. Shout out to those fellas, man. Definitely gonna be linking up with those fellas in the very coming days, coming weeks, So we got a lot of Falcon stuff to talk about, man. I believe it's gonna be a wonderful season for us guys. So, definitely gonna be a lot of collaborations going on. Can't wait to link up with those two guys, very knowledgeable about the Atlanta Falcons up and coming. And if you're not subscribed to those two guys, you need to. Okay?
Yep, go ahead, man. Everybody, dude, everybody out there doing their thing. Like you said, shout out to all you guys. And if you have not, got connected with the Falcon fans out there, Falcon content creators, go ahead and do that across the board.
Yeah,
everybody, good stuff.
As I always say, man, go to one of my live streams. When we get done with this, I'm gonna put a link in the description for everyone's channel that has supported me along the way and rock with me. So please go to one of my lives right now, or you can wait till after this video. I'm going to drop the links to everyone's channel, so please go check it out. Because like I said, we all put in hard work. This is not easy, and without y'all, man, again, it would not be possible.
Yep,
indeed. Well, moving right along, man. We got a couple more players left to talk about. We're getting close to the hour mark. This is a good show here. Yeah. We're going cornerback AJ Terrell.
There we go.
Terrell. Now I got my man AJ Terrell going for 55 tackles. I got him 4 tackles for a loss. 4 interceptions will be a career high for my boy. And also a fumble recovery, 1 fumble recovery, not forced fumble, but fumble recovery. And I also have him with pass defense
9.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Not too shabby, right?
No, not at all. So he had 47 tackles last year. Of course, no INTs. But guess what, guys? It's contract year. It's contract year. So AJ gonna go out. He gonna go out and ball out. So I definitely believe like you said, about 55 tackles. I think he's gonna get a couple of interceptions this year, maybe 3, and then never know, man. Hey, let's see if he can get a pick 6. How to take one back to the house. Remember that's what he did when he was in college.
It's about that time now. It's about that time. Old pick 6, man.
Yeah, remember the first play against who that was? Was that against Bama? He took it back to the house.
Yeah.
Saying,
man,
that's the championship.
But he got 4 career interceptions. So if he can get 3 this year, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
I'm going with him getting 4.
Yeah, it would. But I look at those first 2 seasons. 74 tackles rookie season. Second season in the league, 81 tackles. I think he gets around that number. He gets back up to that.
Oh, that's right. He was injured last season. He was injured. I forgot he was injured last season.
Right. So I'm gonna go back up to that number, man. I'm gonna say 65 tackles. I'm gonna go 4 interceptions. He had 4 coming into this year. I think he's gonna equal that in one season or even get more. Because again, the pass rush is gonna they're gonna wreak havoc, and then when you do that, overthrows. And this too, he has Jesse Bates behind him. a guy that plays zone very well, single high safety. You have someone to help you over the top. The quarterback is going to make mistakes throwing the ball back, like on hook routes, curl routes, thing of that nature. So AJ, man, being one of the best cover corners in the league, I'm gonna go 4 picks as well, man. Passing defense, I'm gonna be around, I say 10, because they don't really throw to his side when he's on. So it's gonna be a remarkable season, man. And we talk about him being one of the best cover corners with this defense and Ryan Neal, so we can see him getting after the quarterback. He had 1 sack 2 years ago.
Okay,
I'm sorry, 2 years ago, and I can see him more in that role as well because I've seen second string DBs, and Chris brought it up in the early episode. Mr. Chapman, who he didn't make the team, but he was 6'5", 195, and he got after the quarterback in that Dolphin game. So we can see quarterback blitzes. So we can see anything, man. But those major numbers, I'm sticking with those. 65 tackles, 4 interceptions, 10 passes.
One thing about AJ, man, he don't mind sticking his head in there.
He don't.
He bring the pop too. Don't hurt himself a couple times. He hit so hard. So,
and that's why
he's a bigger corner at 6'1", 200 pounds. He's a bigger corner.
Yeah.
So he's going to make tackles. You have safety that are his size in the NFL.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Indeed, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the ones who just subscribe to A1 Forever, man. If you ain't did that, just please do that for your boy, man. Yes, we're all pushing content like we said. We also had Crown One's podcast. Thank you for coming through to the stream. We have
my boy Kivo. Please go check him out on Spotify under that same link, Crown. So he has a Spotify channel. He's working on his YouTube. He's going to be working with us again this year. So shout out to him.
For shoot, man. Shout out to you, man. Look forward to you. Look forward to seeing you. He's saying 4 picks, Mr. Wallace. He said he like AJ to get 6, and if AJ can get 6, boy.
AJ gets 6. He might win Defensive Player of the Year.
AJ gets 6, boy. Falcon about to be broke,
man.
Oh yeah, God, $20 million contract. $20 million contract.
They're gonna have to get that boy a contract. Yeah,
easily. All right, guys. Jesse Bates, safety. Jesse Bates, another newcomer to the Atlanta Falcons, but definitely a guy who's been putting in work in the league. So tackles for Mr. Bates, I got him at 81. Tackles for loss, I got him at 3. I have him at 3 interceptions as well. And as for pass defenses, I got him at 10.
So for me, I'm going by 85 tackles, man. Because his first 3 seasons, he was over 100 tackles.
100 tackles,
first 3 seasons, 100 tackles. So I'm going 85 because hopefully our safety don't have to tackle that much because we stop him. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I think he gonna keep his average, man. Like I think he get about 4 or 5 interceptions. He been pretty good ball hawk. Yeah, he pretty good ball hawk. So about 4 or 5 interceptions. About 8 or 9 pass defense, and I think he gonna be in that sack game as well too. I think they might see him a couple of times on the sack, like they did Chapman. You mentioned Chapman, so I think he can get into the sack game as well. About 1 or 2 sacks this season. So but the biggest thing for me for Jesse Bates is that quarterback in the backfield, man. That leadership he gonna bring to that defensive backfield. So.
Got a couple things I got to point out too, man. Well, first of all, shout out to John, man. He said, "What up, but man, shout out to John."
Hey, y'all, please go check out John Brooks on YouTube as well under John Brooks. He puts out content daily, so y'all please go support him.
Some good stuff, man. Good stuff. Bro. I've already checked it out myself and subscribed myself. So yes, sir. And but a point that I wanted to make is, and probably the reason why I kept Jesse at 3. And real quick. Funeral, what it do?
Man, you gotta change that name, man. I'm gonna tell you that one more time. Change
that. But yeah, KC Falcon says I can see Okuda getting at least 3, and I'm kind of banking on that round 2 to 3 for Kuda myself. I know he wasn't mentioned in this, star-studded event that we got going on here, but he's definitely a star in his own right. That just got to overcome a few injuries, and if he can do that, I can see him getting a couple picks because they're not going to throw at AJ all the time. They know better than that. So, Akuda, I can definitely see him getting targeted a little bit more and making the offenses, pay for that. Definitely. Before we get into the last thing I got, I'm going to get Ghost Peppers, AJ Terrell, 3 interceptions, 13 pass defense, 4 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 48 solo tackles. And that is a great year right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you get that, man, that's he going to do like this. Look at the Falcon, be like, show me the money, man.
Hey, boy, I'm telling you, that 20 million might not sound nice, but when you getting that type of talent, you got to pay it.
Yeah.
Got to pay it,
yeah, man.
Got to pay it.
Yeah.
One thing about
speaking of before we get you just mentioned Jeff Okudah missing the chat. Jeff Okudah, y'all think he gonna be ready for game 1?
No, I think he sits out the first 2 games. I would sit him out the first 2 games because ankle injuries are tricky. You're just one player away from getting a hairline fracture in your ankle. So I'm gonna hold him out the first 2 games. I feel like we have enough talent to hold out 2 games until he comes back.
Right.
And,
bring him back.
Yeah. So with what we talked about with the
bring back for that London game
quarterback,
I would like to
I would give him 2 games, man, because that 3rd game it may be key for the season. Depending on how we play the first 2 weeks, right? So we could be 1-1 going into week 3, 2-0, and if we go into week 3 against Detroit, win against them, then you go to London undefeated. So that would be high. So I would say first 2 games, man, because that 3rd game is going to be key.
Gotcha.
If you guys are just, enjoying the stream, please, make sure you go back and watch this from the beginning, man. It's been some great content, great conversations. I've been stirring the pot. I don't had to run from Smitty. I had to duck under the table from Condo. Some of these stats I'm giving. So man, y'all go check this stuff out, man.
Hey, if those stats come true, I'm happy. So I'm cool with it. So what you said, if they come true, bro, I'm happy, man. So we good, bro.
Hey, most of these stats come true, we're a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If there's some real stats come true, what Chris said, he'll MVP. So, I mean,
you got to go back and watch it from the beginning to see what I said. If you just,
I'm telling you, this last question that I have before Chris wraps it up, it's gonna be the stat that I think is gonna let you know if we're a playoff team, an underachieving team, or a Super Bowl team. Y'all just wait.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I gotta tell you the truth, man. I ain't tell you something. And man, we're gonna give the people just a little bit more, man. I got over and under 70% grades for our offensive line, starting with Jake Matthews, over 70% or under 70%?
Well over. Over. He's been one of the most consistent tackles in football in the last 8 seasons. So definitely over.
Yeah, he misses consistency, dog. Don't miss no games. Iron Man. I mean, boy, left tackle. I know he don't get no Pro Bowl nods, anything like that. But for a left tackle, man,
one.
Yeah, man, he does a good job, dog. He does a good job.
Jake is consistent. I'm in agreement with you guys. I am definitely going over 70% for Mr. Matthews.
I'm at 80 with Matthews.
You're 80 with Matthews, yeah. To be honest with you, I got him at like 79. Seriously,
I'm at 80. Yeah.
Yep. So next I have Mr. Drew Dahlman. Over or under 70%?
Right at 70. I'm gonna go even.
I'm gonna say right at 70, a little bit under.
Yeah. Even, yeah.
But this is 3rd year, man. Hopefully he could, I think that's our weak spot on our offensive line. And we starting a rookie. But I think Drew Dahlman, man, he played better, as the season went along, but that center position is really important. and he got to be able to, because he can't be getting pushed back, especially on passing downs. I think he play a little bit better in the run game, but in the passing downs, man, he began to kind of blow up a couple of times, and he need to make sure he hike the ball correctly too, because he had some Aaron hikes last year. Yeah. Or that could have just been Mariota can't catch. I don't know.
I mean, you know how Mariota is anyway. Mariota, you just never know. So therefore, we're gonna find out some more this year. I got Dahlman right at 72 for Mr. Dahlman. I think because we really hadn't heard his name much as a bad thing. You really think about to come training camp. You really hadn't heard, Dahlman's been messing up, or Dahlman has been dropped down to the second unit, or anything like that. So he's been pretty much consistent at that center position. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, he's solid, man. I just, I'm just spoiled. We had Alex Mack there for a minute, man.
Man, if we could get another Alex Mack, boy, I tell you. But
it'd be lovely. But hey, I think with Chris Lindstrom being on the other side of Chris Dahlman, that helps him. And Matthew Bergeron, the young guy, he's a big dude as well. So I think that's going to help. With Dahlman's deficiencies, as Ricardo stated, I think that was keeps him around that 70 mark. Because sometimes it's the guys around you that make it who you are.
Okay. Speaking of Mr. Lindstrom, over or under, I don't even know how to go.
He over 90.
Best rated player in the league last year.
He over 90 though.
If I can go
95, still at 95.
Definitely, Lindstrom. We can all agree.
That's why you knew it was some bull, man, on that first drive, and they gave him 2 holding penalties. Man, get out of here, man.
And one of them bogus, man. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, one of them. Maybe one of them. I can see. Yeah, man, they some bull.
Just wanted to pick on my man's, man, and that ain't right. You're picking on one of the best right there, man. Picking on one of the best, Mr. Lindstrom. So yes, we're all in agreement. Definitely way up. Really, for him, I should have been like over or under 90. That's what I should have said.
Dude, he had 1 holding penalty last season. One. That's ridiculous, man.
Didn't allow a sack, I don't think.
Nope.
No.
So
yeah, he was the high grade offensive lineman last year.
And then that's another reason why I don't like the NFL top 100 list. He should have been top 20 if he's
without a
higher than anyone in the league.
Without a shadow,
popularity contest, man.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest, man. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's a popularity contest. You had guys who they put over him, who he was graded higher than. But
they had Jefferson at number 2. I mean, I like him, but he ain't the second.
Wide receiver at 2, no.
Yeah, he ain't the second best player in the league, man. Come on.
Well, you know they say
Aaron Donald on the field.
Yeah. He's not the second best player in the league. Come on now.
All right, we got Caleb McGarry next. Over, under 70.
He moved a whole lot, especially last season. So I got him
they found his niche. That's what it is. Yeah, he found his niche last year in that run game. So I'm gonna have him around. I put him at 80 as well, just like Jake Matthews, because he was not one of the highest rated right tackles last season.
Yeah, so he really was,
I'll give him 80. Yeah.
I believe. Yep.
And I think, like you said, playing with Lindstrom, they got that chemistry down, man. Yeah, he found himself. Because at first, man, we playing them Aints, man. Cam Jordan love playing against Caleb McGarry.
Yeah, man. He
does.
He love playing against Caleb McGarry, man.
We're gonna see what happens this year, man. Hopefully Caleb got something for him. And we're gonna hope for the best, man. I got high hopes for Mr. Caleb McGarry, man. I really do.
You see what funeral service say about his contract? Yeah, man. You saw the contract that they just gave out to a tackle.
Yeah.
Caleb McGarry got a Falcons, man. Falcon had a great offseason, man. With all they signings, the way that the contract set up for everybody, they ain't overpaid for nobody. Just they had a great offseason.
They did. Last guy.
But go ahead.
No, I was just about to go into our last guy. So if you have anything else you want to add about Caleb McGarry, you can.
Caleb McGarry, no questions.
He said, "Nope, ain't got nothing else for you." We'll talk
Nope.
about the last guy, and that is our phenomenal rookie, Matthew Bergeron. Over or under 75. Now, this gonna be
I
tough.
got I got confidence. I'm gonna go 75.
Okay.
And it's purely
Me
based
too.
on the film I watched. You talk about a guy that's strong at the point of attack, a guy that gets to the second level pretty good. His pass blocking, you got to remember he's a former left tackle. So
Yeah.
his pass blocking is probably going to be, up there. Run grade, I think that gets better as the season goes on. So I'm
Yep.
going to go 75, man, just solely with the film I watched.
Yeah, man.
So
Just after that one game we seen against the Cincinnati Bengals,
Indeed.
yeah, man, he looked good to me. I mean, he really
yeah.
did.
But we
And
seen him at training camp. He was moving well, in shorts and shirt, and
yeah,
learning the offense. Getting, like I said, getting to the second level, pulling.
yeah,
So
he a
I
big
mean,
boy
Yeah,
too,
he was
man.
ready.
pulling well. He was pulling
Big
well.
Big.
boy. And like you said, I think the fact that he played left tackle, which is the harder offensive lineman position to play, is that left tackle position. And to translate to move him, I think he's gonna play real good. And if they ever decide to get rid of, Jake, which I don't see that happening no time soon, but they
Nope.
can just move Bergeron right over to that spot.
Yeah, they can slide him right over if
Yep.
something happens to Jake or anything like that. So yeah, because he's definitely familiar with the position. And but he's definitely gonna be good, man. I think y'all got him at 75. I think I got just a little bit more faith in him, but not too much because I got him right there at 77. So I mean, either way it goes, still over. So really, man, all our guys, I know dog is a little bit kind of out. Some of you are right at 70, we're a little bit under 70, a little bit over.
And
Outside,
Federer Sir brought up a great point, man. He says working with Grady and Calais Campbell is only going to make him better over time.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know if you seen that. Seen the first one he went up against Calais, boy. Woo.
man, that thing,
And
yeah, I
they, I
did.
mean, Amiyata too. Amiyata,
Yeah,
he
I mean,
he
Yada
got
came
he
out.
got baptized in practice, which is good. You
It's
know what I'm
wonderful.
saying?
Yeah.
You want, so he gonna learn. So when guys coming at him, that's not so friendly, he can be like, I know what to do. And so it's a good thing. It's a good situation for Bergeron. I hate what happened to Hennessy, but at the same time, this is a great opportunity for Bergeron to show his worth because he's already a good talent and going against guys like you say, like Grady, Amanyata, shoot man, got all different kind of guys just coming at him. It's gonna be great for him. So
Yep.
that's why I got him at 77 as well. Just the experience against guys who have technique, guys who know how to get after the quarterback, what I'm saying, and have the numbers to show for it. So it's gonna be great for Bergeron, man. It's gonna be great for him, man. I really got high hopes for Bergeron. And my very last, one last surprise. Over or under 5 times. Young Wei Koo has to be heroic.
Ooh.
Over
Talking
5,
about winning field goal.
yeah. Pretty much saving our keisters, man.
I'm gonna say
Man,
3. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna say
me
3
too. Me
because
too.
this offense may be so explosive. They may put up 30 points a game. Who knows? If everything is in motion like it's supposed to be, we know they were gonna eat up clock, so that could be a factor. But as far as overall offense, they had the ability to put up 30 points. So I think if the defense can hold teams to like 17, 18 points a game, which is pretty good. Um, I say 3. I go with 3 at the most because the schedule is not tough either. We know any given Sunday NFL can happen. But with not so tough schedule, I just say 3.
Indeed, indeed.
So for
Like,
me, if we go over 5, man, that means our defense ain't good as I thought it was. Because we should be in no close game. I don't want to be in no close games, man. It's nerve wracking. It really is.
Exactly.
Let's just blow their ass out and then get in the fourth quarter and run out 4 minute offense. Just run the ball, CP down their throat, and just milk the clock, man. We don't need to be winning, kicking no field goals, man. Yeah,
you,
but I say under. Let's just put it like that.
Yep, we all are going under. I got right at about 2 or 3 myself. So uh, I think Youngway is finally going to have a year where he can be a normal kicker and don't have to, go out there with so much pressure on him. And
Right.
man, this offense, man, I got a high-powered offense, man. I'm hoping we don't even have to use Koo that much, except for pretty much extra points and maybe a field goal here and there. But I'm trying to score touchdowns, and I think we have the ability, the talent, and the skill just to do it, man.
Yeah,
Just do it.
absolutely. But before we get out of here, man, I got to ask y'all this question
Oh yeah.
because I had it on a show. I was on a show I'm on SRT Sports Roundtable on iHeartRadio, 1100 AM. Y'all can go check them out on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 on the Falcons Report. And he gave me an over-under on sacks. And I told him that he was shocked. But y'all know me. I ain't going to hold my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta Falcons, this is for both of y'all. And like I said, this could be the determining factor between average team, playoff team, Super Bowl team. Atlanta Falcons 40 plus sacks this year because the last 2 years they've had only 39 sacks the last 2 years. But I'm predicting myself they'll have 40 in this year alone, and we talked about it already with our numbers and over unders. So I'm sticking to my 40. Give me a number over under on 46.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going over as well.
I
Go
agree.
ahead, Con.
I agree. Because I believe. See, we didn't mention Bud Dupree. I think Bud Dupree gonna have a good season. You mentioned Lorenzo Carter. I think he's gonna be able to do something, right? We didn't mention Amayada. We didn't talk about him. I think
Right.
he's gonna have some sacks. And then you add in all the guys we talked about. I think as a collective, I don't think nobody gonna have no 16 or more sacks, as an individual, but as a collective, as a team, and then you add in
Right.
our DBs as well, because they're gonna be coming on those safety blitz, those cornerback blitzes and stuff like that. Yes, I believe we're gonna go over. Because you've been hearing it, aggressive and attack, right? That's Ryan Nielsen. That's his mantra, man. He's gonna be aggressive. He's gonna attack. So, we coming. we
He's led the
coming. We
league.
coming.
His
That's
defense
why Bryce Young,
as,
boy. Woo-wee.
as a collective over the last 5 years, he's been first in sacks. The last 6 seasons, actually.
Yep.
So that's all need to be said.
Yep. I'm trying to tell you, man. Yeah, I'm definitely going over to. Oh man, I don't want to go too crazy.
You don't want to go Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia had 70 sacks last season.
Yeah,
82 to be
I don't.
honest.
Yeah, and
That's
I don't want to
crazy.
go.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to
crazy.
go. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Them
do
John
like
Madden numbers.
yeah. I'm not going like 82 or nothing like that for the Falcons. I'm gonna do okay. I'm gonna do 52 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons. I think that's pretty fair enough. I think that's very achievable too with this
So,
talent.
so Smith, if that happens, you're right, man. We definitely in the playoffs, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and
If we can go,
we might make some noise in the playoffs too. We can do that.
think about it. The last couple of seasons, if we have probably, I would say, 8 more sacks each of those seasons, the season may be turned around completely because you got to think when you talk about sacks in drives, sacks in runs,
Kill
sacks
Morale.
help get off the field on third down, which we had a problem with. So so I'm gonna go 40, man, because I just feel like this team is just gonna be much better. I think this team is probably gonna be close to the 2017 team, as of what we had. So so hey, I'm going with 40. I'm sticking to it. And man, if y'all rocking with me, y'all stick to it too, because that's just called confidence.
Yeah.
So I'm going a little bit over 50, man. I think we can do it there, man. Like I said, especially career high from Grady, Amanyada, we ain't talked about. Abracady, we ain't talked about. Zach Harrison, we ain't talked about. Malone,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Tay Davis, just all kind of guys we can throw at the people, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some Richie Grant on the safety blitz. You know,
And you can talk D. Alford, Clark Phillips III. Yeah, just anybody, man.
Yeah. So,
Hellums.
dude, we average. Just say we average 4 sacks a game, right? That's 68 sacks right there.
Right there.
We average 4 sacks a game. That's 68 sacks. So, like we started out the season 4 or 5 sacks. Like Wallace said, shit, man, we already on track for that. To bust that 40 over 40 wide open. So yeah, so I think it's easily we can get over 40 sacks, man.
If you think about it though, in that first game last year, if Dean Pease had not let up in the second half, we probably could have had closer to 7 sacks that game.
But I'm telling you, one thing
they were getting after Winston.
But one thing that happened in that game that people don't remember, he started subbing out his starters, giving them a rest, rotating them, and we didn't have the depth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this year we shouldn't. We might be better off this year because we're gonna have the depth this year. Last year he started rotating. Grady took some breaks. And that's when they started to because I think that one drive they had, Grady went in. And I was like, I remember sitting there and I was like, man, damn, Grady ain't in the game. Grady ain't in the game.
That first pass to Michael Thomas, that first touchdown pass, Grady was not in the game.
Yep. And I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, man, we need to have our starters in. But I get it because we were dominating that game, man. We were dominating the Saints, man.
Yeah.
But that depth, if we could just keep them guys fresh, man. Because when Grady gonna make a play, man. I don't know how many plays he had last year. About 3 or 4 game any sacks or something like that.
He had about 3 or 4 hits on the quarterback that was a half second away from being a sack.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about a guy that went from 6 sacks. He could have had double digits last year.
He could have
had a team with a lot of second and third string players.
Yep.
So give him more starters, veterans. He has to produce. Yep. He has to produce.
Digit sacks for Grady, man. Double digit Grady.
Yo, that Seattle game, man, that was a big sack. That Cleveland game,
was a big sack.
That Tampa game, that was a big sack, even though they called it roughing pass.
Right.
Yeah, so
yeah, man.
He got his revenge. He came to Atlanta, so
they took Tom Brady right out after that.
It was like, all right, that's it.
They took Tom Brady right out. But they was like, hell no.
His last snap in the NFL ain't that beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Getting sacked by Grady Jerry. You just can't plan that, man. It just gotta happen. It's gotta happen, man. Guys, I want to thank you guys for coming on this show with me. You know what I'm saying? Doing this over and under. The season is coming up. This is our last Sunday. The last Sunday we can wake up without NFL football and, more importantly, Falcon football. And so, guys, go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you before we get up out of here.
All right, guys. So for me, of course, you can find me at Recondo K on, I guess, X now.
I call it Twix.
He call it Twix. That's right. On YouTube, Recondo Real Falcon Fan. Come out and check me this week. I'll be talking about going to week 1, of course, the keys, what we can look for from the Panthers. We're gonna break down their team, and definitely, guys, come in, check me out. I can't wait to get into the season. I will be at the game. I think we are gonna be at the game on Sunday. So I'm gonna try to look y'all guys up, see where y'all at.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay, but definitely. But you can check me, man. I'm going back live. Start putting out videos. I'm gonna start going back live since the season started, so I can come in and definitely interact with everybody. Be looking for you fans to come out and hear what I got to say, and definitely, guys, for you two, if y'all want me to come on, just definitely let me know. I come on and chat post game, pre game, especially for the away games. For all the home games, I'll probably be at the game. So, but for the away game, definitely hit me up.
Yeah, I definitely send you a link on because we're gonna do post game every week. So,
gotcha.
So you can definitely jump in with me and Berto and Chris or anybody else.
Gotcha.
But man, y'all know where to find me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Find me on Twitter at FatboySlim_21, man. I'm always keeping up crap over there because I just keep it real. A lot of people can't handle that. But yeah, man. Again, man, thank y'all for supporting us, man. We appreciate it. And as always, man, shout out to my boy A1.
Oh,
Gotten to know the brother over the last couple of months, and man, hey man, I tell people all the time, man, God placed the right people in your life at the right time. All you got to do is trust Him. So again, man, thank y'all for supporting me, supporting us as content creators, and trust me, we're gonna keep giving y'all our best.
That's right.
indeed,
That's
man.
right, man. That's
Like I
right.
said, man, shout out to these gentlemen, man, and thank you to everybody who came out to the stream, man. If you haven't already, please make sure you go subscribe to A1 Forever Sports, where we be generational because it's always time to be, and we don't settle for less because you can always have more with the vision. Rise up, family. Last Sunday without Falcon football, family. We on the way, family.
I got one
Yeah.
more thing. I got one more thing. And this is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video.
There it is. There it is. You
You
had to end
already
it like that.
know,
There it
man.
is. There it
Peace.
Peace and
is.
blessings to you all from Smitty, Ricondo, and Chris Tipmore, A1 Forever Sports. We'll holler, y'all.